combination be really good. You know, winner's curse into just an LSA, people get blown up.
Not so sure about the Wyvern. Like the hero is weak, and like the out tempo might be so much. Like yeah, he's good into Beast. Beast cannot just send his units how much he wants, but it feels like it kind of drags his team down. Like you have Wyvern task support. Like you don't do damage kinda.
Undying. That's a lot of team fight.
Whoa. Slipped its way through that second phase of bans this time. Often getting removed here. Obviously started out as pretty much the hero of the tournament, it felt like. I felt like teams had to address it a lot in their drafts, like Snapfires or something, to try and handle this Tombstone, someone who can naturally hit it, but I mean, the sniper's already gone as well, so could maybe be an option for Secret. Of course, then that's putting Zayats on a... I mean, it's actually a pretty good 4, I'd say, for the way that they like to play their lanes.
Definitely could be strong. Needing to come up with some type of an answer. You were talking earlier also about like the Maranas, things like that as a potential answer. Is it like you have to really go super hard on a Tombstone answer, or do you feel like you can get that from like, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, like some from Enchantress, some from other heroes?
I feel like they have Beast and Lynch. They can... It's easy Tomb killers. Like I don't feel like they have a problem with Tomb.
Got some attack speed, got some range, it's always good, but the crowd,
look at that.
You know, they love the player hero combos. Got themselves an Invoker picked here.
I just think the Undying is a good pick for the team fight, but I think they Secret have tools to kill that too. Like they have the aura from Beast, and the Inch doesn't really care so much about zombies. It's only the lane that's Undying is being picked for. I will assume like the laning into Beast is actually pretty nice for Undying.
Man, this Invoker, every time you get around to it, there's been a lot of different change-ups in the builds too. Do you think with Beastmaster he could go for like an Exort build, or is it still just going to be like Quaswex trying to play fast with the rest of his team?
I mean, I know that people would take Quaswex against Lina on mid, but I've only seen Exort Invoker in my team, so, and use Sunstrike on like 2 side lanes, get Midas minute 6, farm on map, 6 loss minute 20.
Okay, interesting.
Ooh.
I think that's probably more like Nisha, you know, like
Yeah.
Exort Invoker to solve the team. That sounds more like Nisha.
You talked about Zayats being a little bit more free in the game maybe, and we'll see if it ends up happening here with this Earthshaker pick. This is a TI hero if I feel like if I've ever seen one.
She's not a group stage hero though, I'll say that much. Playoffs here, this guy's he's been hurting at TI. But when the game comes down to it, you know, this is one of those heroes that people like to play. You know, I think like if I have that clutch factor in me, this is a hero that can really do a lot of that position 4 role.
Thoughts on it? Hate it, love it?
Well, I don't really like Shaker, to be honest. After playing it in group stage, it felt pretty weak, and I don't like it into Undying either. It's like, but it makes sense with Beast, because you need someone that enables the Beast in lane, right? And like with the Fisher block, you pull back the lane, and Undying can't just chase you down, hit you non-stop. They can actually stay on a lane, and potentially they might have to steal the pull, because I don't think this Beast Shaker will fight into Undying.
Oh, another answer now as we get some claps coming out from the old Earthshaker. But it is going to be the Lifestealer. So Liquid managed to get it again in the second phase. At this current state in the draft, we're still looking for a carry on Team Secret. We're still looking for something, depending on what it is for Team Liquid, most likely that offlaner. What are you guys feeling at this point?
I mean, I feel like they're gonna ban the Razor, but for sure, like if Secret can get the Razor, I think this is such a free win. Like I don't see a way they stop the Razor, even like if they can counter pick it. But probably they will get a ban. I don't think it's hard.
Oh, I was gonna say Ursa, but it's banned. Felt like an amazing Ursa game if I was left through.
Yeah. Is there any like archetype of a hero that they need? Something that like just what role do they need to fill?
I mean, just a solid carry, like who can lane into anything. Like he doesn't really need to care about lane so much. He's laning into task with Ench. Like he's gonna have a good lane. They banned the Enigma, so there is no like insane good hero laner. So like they're gonna have like a good lane, and if he can offer like something good for his team, like if he doesn't like drag his tempo down to his team, and his team like with Beast and Ench, and they win their mid and help their offlaner, I think it's gonna be easy win for Secret because the Slicer are not gonna land into Beast at some point.
Is this a Drow pick or Luna's? Potential CK too. I feel like they're banning dogs here.
Yeah.
Maybe they want some kind of Drow hero, you know, sit back, because...
Terrorblade, maybe? I mean, against Lina, that's scary too, though.
Yeah, because if you look at Liquid's draft right now, they only have like Snowball to reach the back line.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have Lina Undying trying to catch a Drow or anything, right? So it's only Snowball plus Infest.
I mean, that was the classic answer for a long time against the Lifestealer, those types of heroes. So
Yeah.
could be something there.
I still feel like the reserve value is too high. I don't see like a reason to stop it. Like also like reserve beast combination is very good.
Drow.
There you go for it.
They banned it. This is like the perfect bans for Drow, I will say. Like Enigma, Dogs here, like usually great heroes against Drow on the lane. And not right now, Liquid, they probably need to find a hero that actually catch this Drow on a team fight.
Pango.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Those two. Pango's really nice into Drow.
Not usually making it this far in the draft.
But his lane is gonna be so rough. It's gonna maybe not making like it. And there is Roar and Shaker Fisher, and there is even
There's
Stusk.
Mars too. Of course, has his own issues versus Drow, but at least it's going in.
I mean, the Mars looks good, like there is, but it's...
Well, we're seeing some speeches out there as I think that they know what they're going to pick and just taking the time now to get ready, hand over heart. They're ready for what could be the last game in this tournament for either of these teams. For Liquid, it could be the last game of that man's career. He's liking what he's seeing. Are they kissing? Okay, I can't tell. It's just a handshake. They're feeling it. They're trying to get the crowd on their side. They're ready.
He's doing it for you.
And oh my goodness, they pick themselves a brewmaster of all heroes.
Everybody's got to get in there. Let's go.
I guess they're getting drunk tonight.
One way or another.
One way or another, people are going to sip it on stuff, but we'll see. All right, so we are not going to do a coach's interview here at the end, but I want to hear from both of you who you think is going to come away with this. Cut off the biases for a second. Who do you feel like has the better drafts at the very least?
I honestly think Secret has a better draft. I feel like this Drow is going to have a free game, free lane. I'm not sure how they're going to catch it. They need to find a way to kill him.
For me, I see this is the battle of Brewmaster versus Beastmaster. The three of me against the hero who contains the summons.
All right, well, we'll have to see indeed which of those two teams are able to come away with the victory here. The lower bracket finals, game 3. One of these teams moving on as we get ready to hop into this one. The coaches have left, the game underway. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us through this whole drafting days. I feel like I've learned so much.
But now it's time for us to actually get in here
Yeah,
as
get the
well.
heck
So
outta
thank
here.
you very much. Eric, can we hear it for Tyga and Amar? Anyone? Yeah, a lovely draft analyst. Thank you.
So we get ready to go into this one indeed, and we'll see who it is that's going to be able to come away with the victory here. Team Secret versus Team Liquid. My goodness gracious, Trent. I feel like I'm just on the edge of my seat here. I kind of have been feeling this the entire day that, I mean, you look at sort of the history of these two teams, both of them with former players that are playing with each other. We're going to do a quick little last speech here moment to Matu before they went up on stage, so we're going to get into that right now.
Alright, guys. One last time around the bend. Let's fucking get it, yeah? Truly, I really believe in this lineup from the moment that we all got together. I really love all of you guys. I know that you guys are all smiling and it's cringe, but I really do love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Nothing that happens in this game will change that. I'm always so proud of every single one of you. Thank you for letting me be a part of this journey. Sincerely, I wish you all the best. No matter what happens, let's have fun. Yeah? Let's have a smile. No matter what happens, we smile at the end of this, yeah? We enjoy ourselves. Good. I love you, brother. Truly, it's been a fucking honor one way or another.
Wait, why don't we just pick Lone to it?
And with that, they signed off, got ready to go into this game immediately into the pause, but you can see that this is a team, both teams, that have just put so much investment into each other as teammates, and it's been paying off. Both these teams from the lower bracket, from the last chance qualifier, and now here in the last day of TI. And again, for both of them, wanting to get some of their highest placements ever. see if they can do it.
Coming in here, of course, we have a couple different game plans going on right now. A couple heroes that are new to our series right now. Of course, that Invoker that everyone loves so much, being cheered for, that Lina early on in the phase. But a common trend throughout this tournament has been this big ranged damage core and trying to get to that back line, trying to find these big ranged damage dealers. For Liquid, they're going to have the Lina in that capacity. But for Team Secret, they've got sort of a dual action happening here. Of course, they're going to have Nisha on this Invoker, and of course, Chrysalis on the Drow Ranger. So a lot of heroes and a lot of backline plays Liquid need to look to do. And it can be very tough. They're going to be extremely reliant on that split coming through, trying to find their way there, of course, with the Storm Panda.
A little bit of an XD there to start us. That's always how it goes. They'll sort it out here in just a moment, but you can see not the highest win rate in the world on this Invoker, but a ton of really standout moments. And moments, I think, when you combo that together with the Earthshaker, with the Beastmaster, there's so much potential to just explode these heroes in a moment. And in a way, that's something that Brewmaster can kind of be, you know, an answer to. If you don't kill him in that burst, suddenly that fight's going to go Liquid's way.
Yeah, it can just be those tiny little moments. Just really felt like the story of every game that Liquid has been in, right? It's these little infest plays. It's that one tiny little jump that you managed to get. How many of their games were just gone the distance? They managed to find their way to a victory, where Secret, of course, not really being as tested as much, not needing to find those big comeback wins, because they tend to just take the lanes and choke out the game from there, much like they did in game number 1. So will Secret find that success once again? Will they take that early lead, push it, control the whole map, and just force out these initiations from Team Liquid? Or will Liquid bathe in that chaos that they've created time and time again here on the main stage and find themselves a way to the grand final?
We'll have to wait and see, as the game is already underway and heading also across the map. The other thing that I want to watch for is, just like you talked about, that early pushing potential that you get from the Enchantress and that Beastmaster. Insania running in through the river. Puppy will find him real quickly. A couple of melee heroes against an Ench. Very annoying to deal with, but who's faster on the clicks? Resolution picks up the bounty rune this time. And it looks like that is going to end up being 2 apiece. Liquid weren't able to snack that extra one.
Yeah, no surprises on the lanes here as they split up there. I guess maybe a little bit in terms of Puppy coming up top there and playing with the Beastmaster, but this is just a solid combo. And, you know, Zayats can play a little bit more defensive on the Earthshaker, so pull back the wave, set things up for the Drow. And seeing the fact that it is the Brewmaster at the end with the Tusk, that probably gave them a little bit of comfort in this setup as well, knowing that there's not a whole lot they can do to Chrysalis, right? Like, but what's going to stop him from farming? And typically, Earthshaker is someone who can struggle in that position 5 role unless he's a strong laner like this in the Drow Ranger. There's not many heroes that can actually provide so much comfort to an Earthshaker like a Drow can.
No, absolutely. And that coverage is exactly what she's going to need to just keep hitting away at there on her own. So the lanes, as they head out across the map, Mickey playing on this Lina will try and take it to the Invoker as much as possible, but you can see that one of the issues here is they actually did swap it up. A little Shards connection onto Chrysalis, the Fissure, so a lot of blockage coming out. These melee heroes doing a good chunk of damage onto that Drow if they can manage to get on top of her.
Yeah, it's important that they try and fight back right now with these earlier parts when they're attempting to punish the level 1 when there's only the Shards there on the Tusk, and there's like no real threat of just jumping on the Zayats whenever they want.
Zayats coming on in, gets the D ward there. See if Boxy can play his way and get the other one too.
It's gonna be really hard to get this camp. Like,
yeah, I mean, absolutely. He has the sentry, but can't place it down. So Fissure, Erupt, throws it back on the Crystal.
Zai's gonna now run over as well. Almost forced the body block.
Bringing him down. The damage, it's out! Chrysalis gets him with that level 2 hit. That was just in time.
It was like all a dance for the safe lane small camp, right? Like,
yeah,
they're like changing their positioning, going back and forth like that.
Oh, 23 HP, and gonna have to bring a salve out to himself. My goodness. Yeah, this lane is tough. This is a really hard one.
Radiant's middle
Getting an early win in a
attack.
lane with an Earthshaker support is going to be a great feeling, because now you've got this Enchantress matching up versus the Undying. You're removing pretty much the whole purpose of this pick. Like, it feels like he really was just picked for the lane. They don't necessarily have like the free Tombstone killers, but they have a lot of great tools versus Tombstones. Obviously, like they end the draft with a Drow, so plenty of ranged heroes. There's the attack speed aura. Shouldn't be a major concern for them. Really, as long as they have the vision, that Tombstone's going down.
True. You can see the pull there of the creep wave around. Matu pulled it back in as Rezo is being zoned away by Insania up here on the top side. currently going for none of those boars yet. Just wanting to play more around the axes and the punches. As Boxy gets this wave, pulls it back behind. Don't want to have to deal with the Drow anymore. And this is always going to be the answer, right? If you do end up giving up first blood to the Drow, you can do these lane pulls and make the laning stage just that little bit easier for yourself. Although Zaya,
feel good though.
That's a nice little job there, interrupting it.
But like giving a free lane to a Drow too, just because you can't contest, is a pretty awful feeling. Oh, that's a nice play from Boxy though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get all the melee creeps on him, so he didn't take too much damage from that.
Yeah, Drow definitely free game so far. And they're going to need to make some pretty solid rotations later here if they want to find any hope of punishing them eventually.
I definitely think there's a chance to go for kills before level 6. It should be free with the Brewmaster split, assumedly, but there's also a chance that you go for something a little bit earlier if they can get that wave away from the tower, just because they do have that Tusk initiation.
Zombies? 18 HP. Maybe you just needed one more there.
Don't have Untouchable yet, so, you know, it's a little scary.
Tania tries to get that pull off, but oh, the zombie spawn, which stops the pull. Very annoying for the Undying there. But it's just going to keep on spamming out those decays as much as possible. So at least up top's going well for Matumbaman on the side of Liquid. Bottom, a bit of a different story. Zai trying to make his way out of here. Did switch over form for that Drunken Brawler. Can he get away from him though? A couple more punches than Boxy there to play interrupt.
Yeah, it is not a lot of evasion early on.
Storm Brawler gets him up to just, well, the 5% there, 15% rather.
Huge evasion.
Yeah, it's not great. So again, this lane going to be a tough one, but you can see the Beastmaster also struggling. 5 minutes in, they bring on in the big creep. And Puppey, in combination there, is actually going to get some pretty good damage onto Insania. That forces him away.
Radiant's courier
Matu
has been
finds a courier
killed.
just sitting there. Puppey had
Radiant's
left it
courier
hanging out
has been
there, so
killed.
great grab there. Besides, also losing the courier at the same time.
These waves around Matumbaman trying to chase and
Radiant's
stop the
top tower
creeps
is
from
under
being
attack.
stolen away from his lane there. And again, because Undying had to back away, they actually don't even manage to come and contest.
Nobody wants to lane, is what I'm seeing. Chrysalis is chasing Boxy through the jungle. You know, they got the pull into the small camp here now. Chrysalis can farm that up. All just playing a little bit passive at the moment. Is a little rotation in the mid lane here, though. That is a level 6 Invoker. Got a couple tools handy here.
Will they be able to find him, bring him down? A couple punches, Nisha caught. Drops it, the Sunstrike. Mickey takes some damage, but it won't be enough. And that is before level 6.
Yeah.
So
No one was coming to help him. I thought maybe there might be like a Fisher or something in there, but Zayas did not have the option available.
no.
Or at least he didn't think there could be a save for it, which is probably true when it comes to the Fisher plays, right? Fisher to try and save from an Ice Shard is kind of unlikely.
Yeah, can't get into position there to steal away the bounty rune either. So these Boxy rotations bearing a little bit of fruit. And Zai moves over, okay. Can chase him down here. Zayat's in some trouble, throws the Enchant Totem out, a couple more punches. Boxy
Lane as
gets
well.
on the board as Resolution, chase underneath the tower. Matumbaman on top of him with Insania. They bring down Rezo to boot.
Surprising, a couple kills across the map there. I feel like Insania is struggling a bit in this lane.
Sunstrike's not there, but the punches coming from Puppey, and the Wolf managed to clean up. So 6.5 minutes, and already the lane's starting to break down a little bit more as the battles ensue.
Yeah, the constant has been Matu, though, just constantly on the wave, never really being forced off here. 41 and 11 as he leads the board in terms of the CS, and well ahead in net worth now as well.
And seeing if Nisha can get up to that Hand of Midas as quickly as possible. He is going for this Exort build, so he's going to rely upon these Sunstrike kills. Missing a couple of them there, you know, not the biggest deal in the world. Those are things that would really just accelerate his farm up, but we'll have to wait and see.
When the Roar comes out, though, as well as the Helm of the Dominator, there's going to be a lot of damage coming from Rezo in combination with Puppey. They can just bring a secondary creep. They can really get some big chain stuns going if they want, and it should be free picks at that point. And then on the other side, for Team Liquid, you're looking for the level 6 on Zai, right? That first split, Chrysalis, I'm sure, is going to be well aware that that is a big opportunity for them to go for a kill. We might see a little bit of babysitting from Zai in that situation. but the other TPs to save, like Puppey doesn't have a whole lot of tools that he can really do much when the Brewlings come out, so it's going to be based off of the intuition of Chrysalis to survive.
Matumbaman onto Rezo. TP's coming in though. Needs to be careful. Infest and the runaway. They're going to lose Boxy there as Chrysalis heads on out of lane, but they do get away on Matumbaman.
Force that rotation though, but again, that's Chrysalis, right? He saw an opportunity to get out of that lane because he knows what's coming, right?
Yes.
So better than just waiting for it and having to like run to the jungle. You're a drow, that's not really ideal. You'd much rather take this swap, come up top, avoid the brew split, and start farming here instead. Keep that net worth moving upwards, and so you have this dual core of the Invoker and the drow staying strong.
All right.
Kind of weird for Rezo though, because he's playing a Beastmaster. So now like he's still farming towards his helm. Now there's like a drow in his lane, you know?
Yeah, that part does feel a little bit different. And the other thing about this is we're seeing the Lina just head on back and farm up the jungle too. I was wondering if after getting that ulti online, if she was going to start rotating around, getting some kills, but micA opting to just go into the jungle and farm and gets that perfect neutral item for the Lina. Very trinket.
It is cool that Rezo has the 3 points in the Axis though, so he's just like farming up stacks right now while Chrysalis takes his lane. He's not going to fall behind too much. Now they could even go for a smoke play with the Roar if they want to as well. Again, with Puppey's creeps. Can chain quite a few, I'd pretty much kill anyone actually. Maybe not Matu, with the help of a Sunstrike, he's still gonna be pretty tanky and hard to grab. But anyone else is gonna be a pretty free grab.
Right. And of course those infest plays are something you're gonna have to watch for later on. So many units that can get turned into an escape route for that life stealer.
I almost feel like Zai's like kind of annoyed down here. He's just like, I want to kill someone. Can I please? Like someone show, you know? All his other heroes he's been playing, he's able to like push this tower, he's given this space. It feels like he can immediately start pressuring somewhere else on the map, but instead he only really has the creeps to deal with at the moment.
Right. And is going to be able to farm pretty well on that brew. Something that you like to see. If you can get into a couple of those later islands, we've seen some of them go for the Wraith packs. Obviously the Aghanim Scepter, not as good as it used to be, but still very strong.
Oh, debatable. Might be better.
Sanya, well, he's dead. Can they find anything after, though? Resolution in some trouble as Boxy moves in, so they use the Roar to kill off the Undying, but they get punished pretty heavily on the other side of that.
Yeah, hoping to catch a couple of their core heroes there, obviously. That's why Zai's coming up here to try and get the split off, but not going to find it. And I'll tell you who had it. What? I mean, he would have taken the Invis rune. You know?
All right.
Yeah.
Lets him know how he feels about
That's
it.
right. I like how he tips him, too.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's right. You think I wouldn't?
Dude, you see something new every time at this TI.
Oh, and behind the rest of the split.
They do not have a Laguna Blade. I don't know how it happened, but it's not there. It turns out they don't need it. Nisha goes down. Oh my goodness. Dude, that was sick.
Yeah. This is all just cover though, because Zayat's got a free lane bottom for a couple waves. All right, that's the secret to the Earthshaker players. You got to feed some of your teammates a little bit, right? Got to get that early blink dagger. Very important that you find the time for this hero. Okay, what is Insania doing? How did he just kill a courier down there?
He's hanging out, man.
Who is this man?
And moving in from behind. Zayat's there. They don't have Bruce Split anymore, but the Echo! Oh, but the snowball save. Can they get him out after? micA's got to run, but Puppey's there for the slow. LSA connects onto 2. Sunstrike out. It is going to be enough with the hits from Chrysalis.
Oh, Insania. He did not know whether he should come in here. He thought about backing up, and he's like, I'll throw a tombstone. Maybe I'll do something, but I think in the end he knew that was going to be a tombstone feed. So unfortunately, he kind of just adds on to the bounty.
And you can see that after, again, a bit of a slow start to this one, it turns into a bloodbath and some good Cinder Brew damage there out onto Nisha, but they want to try and get some damage onto this tower.
The split is down, you know, it's like chum in the water. They know that Zai doesn't have a whole lot he can do in this situation. They smell blood and they go right for that tower.
TPs could come in soon. They have to be careful about this one.
Rally the dead.
But no, that is the power of this Ench. You get that troll creep, you run on in, you take the tower.
Oh, how about that though? An instant smoke as well from Zayat and Puppey. They're gonna start moving up towards their Beastmaster because Rezo, of course, has the Roar up and ready, has the Helm creep. So if anyone tries to contest this tower, again, no split. They're not too worried about it. And this, the replay on the Laguna. Wow, a man.
Dude, the eyebrow raise is too good. Oh, I love that.
Okay.
Was not expecting
That's
that
the most emotion I've ever seen from Nisha, you know?
You're not wrong. Oh, silent killer usually. Well, the salvo of damage that we had towards mid, it looks like Liquid want to make the move again. After losing their mid-tier 1 tower, they will head on in and claim one of their own.
Radiant's middle tower has
Vlad's
fallen.
already done on that brew, a couple of smokes purchased. Watch for those blink timings.
I like that play from Liquid too, sort of like posturing mid with a lot of units, a lot of heroes coming in there, and just knowing they have the split coming up in just a second as it's now available now. So Secret not feeling like they can really contest that, as they're just going to keep Chrysalis farming up the jungle, and now Zayat, he's just going to try and like find that farm somewhere, be it Shard, be it Blink. It looks like he's probably not as confident getting the Blink this game. Feels like he just wants that early Shard instead.
Right.
But it's like so strong for stalling out these fights, of course, to try and provide all that space that you can for an Invoker and a Drow. But if you're not getting the Blink first, like, it doesn't even feel like that worth it, you know, as a hero. I feel like that's where you really get the value out of the 4 Shaker.
I know, it can be an issue. Something to be a bit concerned about is Chrysalis is farming up those Ancients. If you can't get that initiation off, you start to feel much less valuable in these fights. But of course, like you talked about, that extra damage that you get from those Sunstrike Bladers could help to mitigate that a little bit. As we have this stall out period, and you got to imagine that Nisha's going to be happy about this, building towards, you know, his next item is actually going for a 4-staffed after that Hannah Midas. So more tools to get that separation away from particularly the Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's like the counter to Team Liquid, right? They just keep picking Tusk and Lifestealer.
Right?
So just every game, it feels like just more and more 4-staffs. I'm sure Puppy's feeling the same way. Indeed, he is. Stack those up. It's great to have it on the Drow, too. So likely to be another game where it's going to be something they're going to have to contend with on Liquid.
Well, in the jungle, they find each other, looking for a high five. Zayat, is he feeling friendly today?
You got to be careful if he's enchant toteming high fives you.
Oh, yeah?
Hurts.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. No high five. Smoke up from Zai and Boxy. They're hunting to try and find the Beastmaster.
Like, can you even kill this right now?
Back behind.
Oh, I can't get it.
No, but look, the chase, it's there. Rezo thinks it's all good and well, but the chase, they catch him. Stone, couple more punches. The creep buying some extra time. Chiatone doesn't do anything with that Echo to get away from him. Tombstone down. Chrysalis is there, though, and that's going to be enough to kill off Boxy. Insania has to run, but Mickey, he's got a DD. Moves in, finds Science, gets that kill. Now Puppy trying to get out of there. They have to lift up on Anisha. Drops the meatball, but it's not enough. Nisha in trouble. Couple more hits. He dies. Zai on a killing spree as they look for Puppy, but Chrysalis wants to move forward. Insania trying to take up a bunch of those hits as he can, and Mickey gets the double kill. That's 4 already dead. Zai on top of Chrysalis hits the stun. Mickey there. Mickey wants the kill. They're diving behind the towers. Resolution, he's back in. Have they gone too far? Liquid in, very deep. Another TP in. Zayas is back alive. Mickey hopes to escape, but there will possibly be an escape. No. Zaya cleans up.
Oh, he bought us BKB though.
And he was able to buy out. And to think that all starts from just 2 heroes smoked in.
They are getting so much into these early brew splits, which is really the key to them getting this victory. Now, you can definitely see these moments where they bait out the brew split and you're able to get away, but the shards are really helping those situations. They forced that fight on top of Rezo, and Zayat even felt committed, of course, to hop in there with the Echo, but it wasn't enough to turn things. Does have a shard as well, though, so he can continue to like try and stall these fights, try and force some good Sunstrikes as well there from Nisha, but great plays from Liquid. Now they have 2 humongous item powers when they come into these next fight. They're going to have that BKB on Mickey's Lina, as well as that Wraith back now on Zai. But much like the Tombstone, again, it is an issue where they do have good tools versus it on the side of Team Secret. It won't necessarily be that big, like, dominating Wraith back this game.
Yeah, and you can see here just the amount that he's getting done on this brew. Zai has had a tournament that's sort of been a lot of great moments, but also a couple where he's had to be sacrificed as we get into another battle. Anisha found Lifestealer right on top, didn't stand a chance.
The way they're grouping and playing with this splitless brew is so good, right? They just now take that fight. He doesn't have the brew split back for another 15 seconds. They immediately move into the roast pit with the Deso, with the Vlads, all these items stacking up together, and the Tombstone drop instantly.
They're into the pit now. Puppy is down bottom, just trying to push these waves out. I don't know if they can come and contest this.
They had the vision. They saw it all go down from the side of Team Secret.
But with no Blink Dagger, no nothing from Zayat, it's too hard to walk into this pit.
They got Hawk in a few seconds here, but no, there's no way they get there in time.
They tried, but they will not succeed. And Zai now there to slow him down. The enchant to back away. Still have to be careful about running up high ground into no vision. And Insania, he's going to get punished for the hubris.
All the soul rips have been pretty incredible from him so far, maxing that out first, getting lots of saves in these fights, and he'll just go down there as he helps his allies escape. So what do they escape with? They get themselves an Aegis onto their Lina. They still have the split available. So when he's back up on Insania, they can start to move their way onto that Radiant side of the map. And with that death onto Nisha, of course, and he's 0-4-0 on this Invoker. He's got Midas and Force Staff. It's not exactly the dream game for the hero, but his levels are starting to add up.
Philly picked up now. You know, you end up in these situations that I was sort of talking about, the mental stability that it feels like this team's been able to keep up there. They're going to have to make another move here from Secret in a little while, see what they can find across the map. They have that shard ready on the Earthshaker, but it does still just feel like they need more time.
Oh, a common trend of Secret throughout the last chance qualifier and TI has always been like Zayat and Rezo dominating their lane and pushing forward from there. Very combat heavy. It felt like it's Dawnbreakers, right? Like Marcy, just like fighting everyone all the time.
Oh, Echo, it's not enough.
That's not quite.
Oh my goodness.
And
stick charges.
Yeah, they don't have that though. They're not like a snowballing off-lane duo in this game. In game one, it worked really well because they had this like double vision tactic where they were going with the Beast Master and the Nyx assassin.
They find him. Nisha in the woods. Zai pops the ultimate. He wants this one. He wants it real bad. Lift up there. The rest of the team coming in. Back behind the tower. Mickey going into this fight with half HP. They time it perfect. Nisha gets brought down. Liquid, they are feeling themselves here. Again, we talk so much about Puppey and the consistency that he's had. Zai is another one of those players. He's been to so many different TIs, but if they win this game, this will be his highest placement ever.
Well, they still have to grab it despite Zayat's running away with the creep wave. I was kind of wondering, like, where's the Fisher save? Where's he's just running. He's got wave after wave. And Boxy not even going to bother trying to chase him or cut him off. They're just moving elsewhere on the map. They want a bigger prize for themselves.
19.5 minutes and a 4,000 gold lead. These little mid-game leads can be so dicey, though. We've seen some that have fallen apart very quickly, and is this going to be one of them? Got to be careful. Lifestealer inside the open wounds, and Matumbaman going to run away. Resolution just not quite close enough to connect with any roar or anything else.
Bit of a bold one there, as there was quite a bit of vision in the area from Team Secret. And Zai, so of course, the long run with the creeps will come to an end here, eventually being caught inside that dire jungle. So, game one, similar situation, Beastmaster, right? They're able to take so much of the map over from the side of Team Secret because of the way he pushed through that top lane, established good vision up top, and they just played around that area. This game, Chrysalis take the top lane instead. Rezo's not able to really like establish that big point, and Liquid just catching all these great fights with the Brewmaster has been so important for them. And Secret, they're really lacking that vision. They don't really know, until Liquid crossed the river, they're not really sure what they're up to. And they're not able to go for these, cheeky little plays, the Sunstrikes, to try and get Liquid off balance. Instead, it's Liquid who are just pushing through and always staying very grouped together.
Matumbaman showing, and Zai also showed for just a moment. This smoke, it's going to be broken immediately. Zai, he's in an awkward spot now. Insania is there to break it. Tries to find one. Rage immediate turn for the kill. So they will get the Undying.
Yeah, Liquid don't want this fight. Secret are throwing all the resources at it once again. Game 2, Chrysalis was really trying to get involved in as many fights as possible to try and get his team to a solid position. He's doing that once again. These TPs up here, trying to find these engagements when he can, then moving back to farm when it looks like the fight's not going to happen. Liquid there, of course, can be a little bit pickier with their fights, but with another minute left on the Aegis, and not getting another tier 2 could be kind of nice if they wanted to. For now, they just seem comfortable going to that next round of items, BKB, potentially on Matu.
That blink done on Boxy. They're getting into the Aghanim Scepter next for Zai.
I hope so. I hope it goes out over the blink. Blink's obviously really cool, but
Radiant's
the eggs.
middle tower.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice
LSA connection, Force Staff, keeping his buddy alive. This is why Nisha invests in this. And with that lack of connection on the kill, Zayat actually spots out these wards that were just placed. So Crystal's going to come on in and take those away. D-ward going on, so all vision gone.
So the main benefit of the Aghanims, at least to me, would be Zai having the Wind Panda all the time, right? Like the Wind Brewling constantly able to go for the Dispel to kill out these summons, because it's always been like a counterpoint that the Brewmaster has, but it's only during the ulti. Whereas now, when you have this Aghanims, you can actually do it constantly.
Walks up the hill. Aegis about to expire. This fight could get a little bit dicey here if they're not careful. Silence out, in trouble, he's gone. Meanwhile, Boxy jumps in, Matumbaman right on top now. Chrysalis, who gets force-sapped off of the cliff. In that separation, LSA spots the ward. They need to take that down, so no more vision. But the stun, the control, it's on to both of them. Nick gets the BKB off. Matumbaman turns. No infest to get him out, but they find Nisha. Couple more hits. They bring him low, but can they bring him down? No! Nisha, he survives. Insania gone. way.
Liquid just going a little bit too far there. The Dream start to a fight as they take down Zai right away. No chance for getting out the ultimate. Despite getting down the Wraith Pack, it didn't reduce enough of that damage. He still falls, and when he doesn't snap buy back, because there's no Aegis, right? Like, there's no big prize to claim here, so they know he doesn't want to buy back into this fight, even though he could get back there relatively quickly. Liquid keep going. They feel like they have some ability to still take this fight after this death. They were wrong. You know, they don't end up getting like the next big grab. Perfect force staffs, great positioning. Chrysalis to the high ground, back down again. Matu's raised up. He's running around. He can't find anybody.
All of those utility spells caught it.
Oh yeah, what's up? What he says?
Zai wasn't able to make it happen, but still looking solid in this one for Team Secret. After that huge win, you can see now 16-14 on a knife's edge. We talked about how close this game could be, and things start to get a little bit wild when it's an elimination match this close to the Aegis. So AC next on the docket. Zayas was still alive when he was like doing the call-out gestures.
It's been his thing so far this tournament. He's the only one I've seen popping up out of his chair. I love to see it.
You know, I think that it's a testament to sort of this guy and sort of his background in Dota. He spent so long just hanging out in obscurity, and he a lot of Eastern European tier 2 teams.
Techies player Zayas?
Right.
Like, you mean the Treant Protector player Zayas? The one-trick pony guy?
And then suddenly, as we saw in that content piece, you know, he gets the call up, and he is absolutely taken over. And the last bit, Walrus Punch, Matumbaman gonna get stunned in the duration of the rage. The roll, the chase, Puppy gone. Meanwhile, Chrysalis on the low ground, but Zayas there again with the stun onto everybody. It's only to disengage though. They gotta run. Secret trying to get out of there. The BKB, he can't do anything to that one. Chase down, look for more. Rezo in trouble to lift up.
They gotta let him go.
They're gonna go for more and more and more. Liquid trying to chase, Rezo gone. And on the back lines, they take down Chrysalis to boot. Liquid and Secret, the push and pull. A tug of war.
Radiant's top tower is under
Looking at my heartstrings a little bit here.
Everything just from the beginning of these fights, and part of that coming down to the fact that we don't have those BKBs on the side of Secret, right? So it either starts well or it goes really poorly.
They chase for more as they're going up to the high ground there. Nisha trying to stop this push. Tornado, anything he can use. 20 seconds until the rest of his team is back up. That second Roche is available, though. They could go back and claim that here as a very quick spawn.
Oh, that'll be a big one for them. Respawns are going to be fast, though, on Secret. We're only 25 minutes in this game, believe it or not. We're going to double up those bracers, those Wraith Packs. Wraith Fans, rather, but maybe a Wraith Pack later. It almost looked like a Walrus kick there with the punch and the force staff combo there. It's probably gets double force back up, but that's a lot to commit to try and save your Ench. And though Zai's got a huge play there with the Fissure and the combo stuns, you know, it's Zai, right? The original. Coming through there with the split, and Chrysalis just worst case scenario.
I mean, that's the thing, right? With no BKB on this draw, as soon as you find the real one, it turns into this huge problem. You just lift her up, wait till the fight to end.
Yep. I'll tell you, that Philosopher's Stone's been doing a lot of work here for Zayas, though. He's getting close to that Blink Dagger. Almost like a second life for this Earthshaker when it comes to like having relevancy in this game. Right now, he's just sit in the back line, find just a Fissure, combo stun, see if he can set up for his Drow and his Invoker in that sense. But you get that Blink Dagger, you spot that right moment, maybe you can win the whole fight yourself.
And the thing that's interesting about this too is the distribution of farm. You take a look at these net worths. It's Alina and Lifestealer that are way up at the top right now. A pretty big gap, and then you got the 3 cores from Secret, but it's Puppy that's making up the difference. This Enchantress needs to have some more impact here in this game. Has already got a force staff. I'm not sure what you buy.
No nature's attendance, he's just stats. I got the damage, all right? There's no heals happening here. Not today.
Hey, Illusion spots out a lot of Liquid. The jump! They got vision and then have to run away immediately. Boxy is already gone. Nikkei finds another. Rezo dead. Chrysalis, the one left behind. Nisha also trying to escape. They decide to turn their sights onto Puppy. Get the D-wards here and control this area as opposed to chasing.
Radiant's current has
That
been
was
killed.
insane. They're just blinking and infesting. They know they just need the vision for this fight to try and give Zai that grab, right? He just needs that one toss-up. Again, there's no secondary play here. There's no BKB for that Drow Ranger, but now they're going to go for the wraparound play here from the side.
Will they be able to take this fight? Puppy wants to run in. Chrysalis is there too. Roche down about a third
The blinks
HP.
there, Zayas.
They're still sticking around. Zayas blinks. He gets the stun, but the interrupt. Where's the follow-up damage? It's not there.
Chrysalis, though, he gets out.
Boxy, he kept him out of that fight that entire time, trying to clean up and get this Aegis. It's actually the Radiant that get the kill, but Nisha Asha down low. He gets out. Can he escape from this one? Crystal is hitting in the backside. They take down Matumbaman. Mickey wants to find a kill, but the dodge. Nisha gets away. Are you kidding me? He gets away from them. Age is still on Mickey, but with no BKB, he's got to get out. TP's away. What is this game?
It's gonna be a very confusing fight recap here. We got an Aegis single side Team Liquid. Everyone who's playing their heart out right now. And despite it going their way, I think there was even a snatch, right? They grabbed the kill, I think with the Sunstrike from Nisha, and then he blinked in after.
Almost got it.
Who got the shard?
I'm not sure. Oh, it was the life stealer. No, he already, yeah. Regardless, we sort of keep the game at status quo to a certain extent because you lose a lot of Liquid heroes in terms of the net worth, but the big thing is still 4 minutes left of that Aegis on Mickey. He's playing that carry role out of the mid lane.
Most certainly is. Feels very comfortable doing it. Now has 4 minutes of the true comfort of having an Aegis as well. As he's actually shadowing Matsu right now, maybe worried about a possible play coming up from Team Secret.
Oh, that's an interesting choice for the Nature's, or for the Enchantress, going for the drums and queuing up of all things an AC. You know, if there's one thing,
lofty goals.
If there's one thing I learned, it's that Puppy farms.
Never forget Puppy Crystal Maiden's heart.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
True enough. Well, the kill score is even. If there was any doubt about these two teams putting on a show for all you people out here in the crowd, let's dispel those myths right now, as there is still some pressure being mounted in Senia with a surprise in Sabine.
That is not one you suspect, that's for sure.
I mean, they do see that he has almost 3,000 health, so might be able to anticipate that there's a life stealer inside of him. But the tier 2 tower gets taken.
Yep, that Hawk Vision giving them a little bit of a semblance of safety there
Are scanning.
as they approach the tower. But again, there's still no BKBs here. So, I mean, it's just so unusual compared to how all these Dota games have been going through all of TI, right? We're so used to basically every core having a BKB at this point. And it just feels so strong for Zai if he can get that perfect initiation.
Did Liquid read the movement right? Are they going to be able to anticipate where Secret are going? The blink in Zai, this is
Nope,
his
not
former
quite
team. They can't quite catch him.
It's all about that mid wave, right? You know someone has to come and grab this, but no one wants to commit on these mid waves. You want to be really far back. Just sort of give him a little blast, back away. Yes. Don't want to get caught in a bad fight.
All right. As, again, those shards actually there for Boxy was what the one he got. But you can see the sort of macro movement that they're making, trying to control these high grounds. Secret that smoke up with 4. They are showing Puppy on the wave. Can they find anybody with this backstab?
And Matsu, he was considering quite a few different items throughout this game, right? Almost went for the BKB on the lifestealer, ended up going for the AC instead. Has to watch out for that silence, though. Or he gets saved by someone.
The Hawk is going out first.
Oh, he just got a Paladin Sword, too.
The Golem up front.
Gives it over to Mickey.
They're not quite going to get there. If Zayats finds somebody here, this could be a huge burst of damage, but it does look like Liquid recognizing the danger. Mickey gets caught! BKB, it's not coming out! Mickey is going to drop. That's Aegis. 1 life. Can they do another one? Rezo is there. He has the roar available. Gets interrupted. Gets caught. The Sunstrike out. It's not enough damage quite yet. Mickey 4 step away. Get out of there. Zayats tries to control afterwards. Can they bring him down in time? Mickey in trouble. Gets invested. The save again. The tornado lift up onto both of them though. Mickey, he's been living through so long, so much, and he's actually going to do it again. Mickey finally gets brought down by Puppy. The alacrity, the damage, Matumbaman, they want to bring down Crystal. It's a couple more punches, but all these 4 steps, it's the bane of Liquid. They don't have a way to get him out. Matumbaman to fall. Zai needs to clean up. He's got to get a couple more with Crystallis. He gets up to the high ground. Insania brought down as well. The little turret that could.
This positioning, all-terrain vehicles on Secret, they're all over the place. Up, down, low ground, a TP out by Rezo at 10% HP, and you said Puppy needed to pop off. Yeah, I think he did.
Oh my god.
That was an insane. He did the most damage in that last fight. All he did was click.
So many rounds of it, and Puppy, he found him again. Puppy does not want to be denied. Crystallis, a couple more hits. This man, he's a lot of evasion. Does have a blink away from Zai. Needs to hunt, needs to escape, but Zayas, he says no.
Puppy is taking his fate into his own hands here. He's like, I'm breaking this curse. I'm going all the way. And, oh yeah, okay.
That is exactly what they needed right there.
Dire's top tower
Suddenly
is
this
under
lead
attack.
gets bursted open to 7K gold. And you can see all the save micA, and it wasn't enough, even through 2 lives.
That was only 2 minutes ago.
Right.
It feels like a lifetime at this point. Obviously, a pivotal turning point for this whole game. Just such a simple thing, too, right? Like catching this Aegis, but it just means that now you're going to get this fight on an even footing for Team Secret, right? Finally finding that moment that they needed. They don't have to play around with this Aegis for the next 4 minutes, chasing them around the map like this. And just so many clutch and tiny moments. And again, it's all about the positioning, right? These 4 staffs, so valuable from Secret. And Rezo at the top of your screen, you can see right now, he actually just barely escaped from Zai being chased down.
Oh my goodness. That was so close.
And then Puppy, like, you know, you heard Tiger talk about during the draft, right? He's just, you know, Ench really doesn't care about Undying. Because as you can see, he's got a whole posse just following around this entire fight. They don't really do anything.
That's right. And as you said, he did the most damage in that fight, Puppy, on the Enchantress. Now, looking at the next couple of minutes here for Liquid after losing that Aegis, I mean, there's still 2 minutes till it's capable of respawning. It's not like they're incapable of fighting, but the fights cannot stop or start with micA getting caught. A Puppy AC done. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was a lofty goal, I believe we once said.
Oh my God. He is so far out.
Usually you buy AC on your lifesteal, you don't really expect to be countered by the enemy Ench at 34 minutes with the counter AC, but there you are.
And the DD, he wants to take it. No, there's no way. There's no way. All right, Kraus, settle down.
Yeah, all right, relax. All right.
We must affect the weapon.
All right, so we'll see now. Silver Edge already in hand for the Lina. So really good vision. Look at that ward there. One is giving all the info that they need. Matumbaman hit. Can they blow him up? Oh, the reaction gets him out of harm's way just in time. And, well, the roar, the chase needs to get out of there. Save! Boxy, get him out. Can they do it? No! The invest came too late. micA can't stop this train either. Disarmed, running away. Nisha there with the ice wall. Tries to shards, but no! Boxy 2 will fall.
He hit him with the ice fireball. Get the ancient ice shaman in on this.
My goodness, Secret. They were kicked out of this last time. They were not able to go all the way to the grand finals. They were so close.
He was so close to investing back in the Boxy too. It was just one big crit there from Chrysalis, you know. The item, he gets better rolls than anyone else actually. And just seeing it right there. Unable to get that save.
Liquid have to hold here. And Secret not wanting to give him the time of day. Look at Puppy just punch away the edge so strong with that growth bow too. Getting buildings, Liquid, they don't have the answers yet. They need the rest of their team to fight this.
Dire's middle
Watch and wait.
is falling.
Zayas jumps in, the roar, micA, they're all hitting him, the snowball to try and turn and try and get away.
Still got stacks.
Gets a little bit out.
As the Silver Edge to the break.
This tombstone, the zombies slowing him down. Pack 2, a couple more punches, but the control, Zayat, he's onto both of them. micA gets the BKB off. Matumbaman wants to chase Chrysalis, BKB runs out.
Zai thinking about still extending this fight.
It's too dangerous. So Liquid are gonna have to lick their wounds. Secret content with taking that lane.
Yeah, Liquid a small Pyrrhic victory there, managing to find themselves one BKB charge, taking off Drow at the very least. But of course, they're going to be hanging out there looking for that Roche, and with a Beastmaster and an Enchantress on your team, you're definitely going to know when it spawns, especially if you just happen to be standing in there. So, probably going to be in the know, and we got ourselves an Aghanims too here.
Hello! Hello!
Hello! Hello, Zion! Hello!
I think that was to the entire Dota 2 community, that hello. As he has been making a name for himself here.
Uh-oh.
And with that, the third Aegis, the Aghanim Scepter on Invoker, suddenly they are well in hand. Secret looking so good. Trying to close this out, 21K gold lead. 37 minutes in right now, they just finished a Hex too.
Zayas has so much power right now.
This game is going to be so hard for Liquid to pull back at this point. They've got the Wraith Pack, but they find one. Does have the Aeon Disc, needs to pop the ulti if he wants to get out of there. Not too much more trouble. Walrus Punch finds the backline, trying to bring down one. Resolution in some trouble. Hit from downtown. micA finds another, but there it is, Science! He stops him again. The buybacks come out immediately. Matumbaman, nowhere left to go. He's gone for 70. Secret, they see the grand finals in their sights. They want to claim this here now. Put this game to bed. The snowball is in, has to blink out on Boxy. Is there anything they got in control? Zayat's on top, he's been there time and again, misses the Sunstrike actually.
One blinks though.
But the chase is there, and Boxy too will fall. None of these heroes up secret, wanting to close this game out now.
Objective gamers in the top lane, Chrysalis and Puppey. Taking down the buildings. Looking towards tier 4s even.
They setting it up. Chrysalis, the alacrity is there. Tier 4 towers starting to drop. Does the dream run end now? Mickey 4-step away, keeping themselves alive.
That's
Secret.
a big jump. They're low on resources on Secret right now.
It's deadly.
Oh, but look at that damage.
This moment when you sense the victory, the Ancients exposed. Do they have enough left in the tank? Liquid, they want to survive, blows up Science, but do they have any more? The Ancient is falling, and with that, Secret are going to eliminate Liquid. They're going to the grand finals.
They came down from that upper bracket for one series, and they're going right back up. They wanted that grand final chance once more. They want that best of 5. And a team, 2 teams from that last chance qualifier. Truly unbelievable to find them here on the stage, but only one can remain here.
Unbelievable. That's the beauty of competition. There are times where it can be so good and times where the jubilation of that team. Unbelievable performance. Team Secret, they move on.
Coming out from both teams. Congratulations to Team Secret here winning and securing their space in the grand finals. Hugs all around for different reasons, of course, because with every victory there has to be a losing team as well. But I know that there's a lot of love on that stage at the moment. I also slightly biased, want to give a shout out to the first ever Dutch Dota 2 player taking a place in the grand finals. Chrysalis, of course, first-timer here at TI and taking his space next to other 2 first-timers, Skeeter and Nine. So that is some well-deserved praise there. This game was crazy, though. It was absolutely mental. I think that fight that we saw in the top lane, Effie, that's the one that's going to be etched in our memories for a long time.
So many fights that were just so good. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Every year, Puppey just goes up one placement in TI. Like, it's some pattern. It's just a truth of Dota. This is a truth of Dota. Every year, he will level up with this
And
team.
the way he won this game on Enchantress, like he's like, I'm the carry right now, taking the Grobo from his Drow Ranger, and look at this, man. The
Stats
goat.
over heal. He went stats on
over
Enchantress.
And we see it all the time. We
The
see it in
greatest.
He was feeling himself.
We see it in these game 3s, these games where you could get eliminated or you could go forward, the comfort picks come out. But where do they usually come out of, right? They either come out for the carry player or the mid player of a team. But in this game 3, in this series that is deciding who goes to the finals, Puppey pulls out his comfort pick, the Enchantress, and he decides to just build carry items and put that game on his shoulders. I mean, it was such a great game.
He dealt more damage than Nisha in that game. That's pretty wild. I mean, they were buffing him up.
I mean, he's like, Nisha, alacrity on me.
on him, sitting next to the Drow Ranger. Some really good stuff from Team Secret. Like, this team had a really good, like, really bad season. The DPC, they were always, like, in the middle, not being able to show what they can do on land, but overall, like, they showed finally at Riyadh Masters what they can do with their